What's up? Can y'all hear me? How we doing on sound? Calvin, what's up? Oh man, what a few weeks this has been. What is going on, everybody or nobody or I don't know. My name is Davin Jackson, also known as DJax Alpha from Alpha Cybersecurity. Um, you can hear me. All right, that's cool. All right, so yeah, it's been it's been a while. I guess I haven't. Let's see. I didn't do InfoSec Unplugged last week. Um, haven't really been doing too much lately. Just kind of been, chilling out and seeing what it looks like over here. Yeah, I just been chilling out and kind of keeping my head down and working on a couple things. So, just wanted to catch up with everybody. I'm trying to see if anybody see what's going on. I sent out the invite to a couple people on Twitter. So if anybody wants to join up, if you haven't done so yet, please like and subscribe and share this out. So let's see. Glad to see you're back. Hope all has been well with you and the family, Mr. Untouchable. Everything. You know what? We're gonna get into it. We're gonna we're gonna get into it. Dave says salute. Mr. Untouchable has almost fell for that tweet on April Fool's Day. Then I checked the date on the calendar. Um, yeah, the funny thing about that is um, how it actually came about. So there's actually a whole story behind that. So I mean, if you saw it on Twitter, then obviously uh, you know already know what happened. But let's see if I go find the story on Twitter. Um, yeah, it was there was some not truth to it, but there was definitely a story behind it. So, for those of you who don't know, um, I'm very I'm very transparent with a lot of things, but I'm also very I keep a lot of things to myself. Certain things that might be bothering me personally or whatever at the time. Um, and the month of March was just one of many months that have been challenging over the course of the last I don't know almost what year and a half now. But March it was just kicking my behind left and right, and also I you know well I don't work there anymore, so but the company I was working for, I was kind of having I was kind of butting heads with them again. There was a situation last summer where that really played into everything I was going through at the time when I decided I was going to step away, and basically they just kind of started up with some of the same old BS all over again, and I just started to feel like enough was enough, and um, I needed to figure out what I wanted to do next. And if you guys have been following me on InfoSec Unplugged, you'll see in the last couple months I've been talking heavily about how I want to get into more, teaching and helping people. And I actually probably I actually put up the tweet about that too, where it was like, all I want to do at this point is just hack stuff, learn how to hack stuff, teach how to hack stuff, and just and just rinse and repeat. And that was a real tweet. That was kind of where I wanted to go next, and that's what I wanted to do, and that's where I see my future. So at that time, it was like, okay, you know what? Things wasn't working out at work. Um, the money was good and yeah, the stability was good during the time, but you can't allow someone to feel like they can disrespect or mistreat you or whatever, take you for granted, no matter what situation you're in, whether it's a job, a relationship, whatever. If if the situation's toxic, the situation's toxic. You just got to move on. So anyway, so like I said, so I decided I wanted to move on, and I decided I wanted to. Professor Black Ops says, "What's up? Hey, what's going on, Professor Black Ops? I'm actually gonna get into some AWS stuff here in a second, but I was just trying to catch up on what was going on with me. So yeah, like I said, so so I put that tweet out about what I wanted to do, and a few people reached out, and just the ball just started rolling from there. So I reached out to a few people, had a few conversations, and things sounded really good, and I actually got a few offers, but I was still trying to make sure that it was the right fit, right? Like I'm not at this point. I'm not necessarily chasing the money. Just want to make sure that whatever it is, it's a good fit. It fits with what I want to do and where I see myself taking my career and my platform, and my content in the future. So, like I said, so there were several offers, and several of them obviously got turned down. Keep it techie. What's going on, sir? Anonymous says, "Hey man, sometimes the cloud obscures our vision, but its embrace will guide us along life's challenges. You're the man. I appreciate you." Keep it techie. What's going on? Just catching up. Just trying to catch the people up on what's been going on. So like I said, so anyway, I found there was one company that was really good, but it just didn't work out, and then there was another company that really, really, like, everything just seemed like it fit. It was just like a match made in heaven. And I met with the managers, I met with the directors, and it was just a mutual admiration and respect. And one of the things that they said that about me was that they really liked the content I was creating. So so in those conversations we talked about the possibility of working with them, and if there were any conflicts of interest or anything like that. And the conversation came up where it was, as long as I wasn't doing like consulting on the side, so as long as I wasn't taking any side work anymore, they'd be fine. So I said, okay, well, obviously I would probably need to be compensated for that, because I do side work, and it is a nice little chunk of money on the side to fund my business or to do other things. So anyway, so we talked about that. We came to an agreement, and an offer was extended. And when it got time to talk about the intellectual property, which is another conversation we should probably have, but I'll probably have that on another day. Once we got to the conversation about intellectual property, it was basically me saying, everything that I bring into the job, all the intellectual property I bring into the job is mine. So I'm, everything that I'm creating now is mine, because a lot of companies, they'll say they have these clauses that says, let me see, don't get me to lying. They have these clauses that basically say things like, well, your intellectual property belongs to us. Your intellectual property, your intellectual property, will, anything you create while you're with the company belongs to us, and this counts for blogs, videos, you name it. So anyway, so usually anywhere I go, I make sure they edit that, or we work something out with the legal department. So anyway, so when they got time to do that, they said, okay, well, give us a list of all your content. So obviously, I gave them, my blog, alphacybersecurity.tech. I gave them InfoSec Unplugged and my YouTube and Twitch channels, and I also gave them the stuff that I was working on, or that I am still currently working on, which is like the pen testing, try hack me streams, and what we're gonna get into shortly. Um, and basically, they said, okay, we'll get back to you in a few hours. So about 4 hours go by, and then they come back and they're like, oh, this is a conflict of interest with our services for our company. So I said, well, can you explain it to me? Because when I spoke to the director and some of the people, some other, team leaders and directors and managers, they didn't seem to have a problem with it. But the HR lady was just adamant that she was just like, nope, it's a direct conflict. I said, oh, well, do you guys create content? No. Well, you don't create content, so how is it a conflict of interest? So they said it is, it just is. Okay, well, that I need more than that. You can't just tell me it's a conflict of interest without telling me where the conflict is. So we went back and forth for a little bit, and they said, okay, well, we're gonna go talk to our legal department and get back to you. I said, okay, fine. So about a week goes by, and then the director who I had originally spoke to called me and was like, hey, what the hell's going on? I thought we were all set. So I kind of explained to them what happened, and they were like, well, no, that doesn't make any sense. We told them that the only conflict of interest was the fact that you were doing some consulting stuff on the side, and we figured we put that in the compensation package where it would make up the difference, and I don't have a problem with it. And so I explained to them, basically what she said, because I'm kind of giving you guys the quick rundown of it, and they were like, absolutely not. That's it's unacceptable. So I go and do the show that night. And I believe it was either the episode with the Share the Mic and Cyber organizers, so Lauren, Camille, and Caitlin, or it was the next week with Kalila. But anyway, I do the show, and I get off the live, and I do my after show that I do on Instagram, and they call me back, and they're like, oh, well, they left me a voicemail. They're like, hey, can you call us? So I call them back, and now she seems like, I don't know if she thought I was desperate or whatever, but it was just like, if you're gonna continue to create content, then we're gonna rescind our offer. And I said, okay, well, can you just explain to me where the conflict is? Maybe I can explain it better. Maybe we can come to a compromise, something. But I don't see where the conflict is, so I'm really struggling to understand what the problem is. And then that's when she says, oh, well, it's just a conflict. You can't. Not only did she say my videos or audio or whatever was my blog, not all that was a conflict. She said I could not do anything penetration testing or cybersecurity related. So basically, I couldn't do anything that was related to cybersecurity or penetration testing outside of the company. So so at that point, I said, okay, well, this is this is ridiculous. I'm not giving up. Not only am I not going to give up my content, I'm not going to give up my ability to do things on the side. Like just stupid. So then she responds and goes, well, if you're that passionate about it, we have a marketing team, and maybe you can help create content over there, help us create content. I said, but that would be your content, and I wouldn't own it. She says, right, because you're gonna sign the document that says you agree to not do anything if you want to get hired. I said, well, I'm not signing anything. So she basically, like I said, just at that point, I don't know, she was like, well, it's now or never. Either you're going to agree or we're going to rescind the offer. So I told him to rescind the offer, and I hung up, and I texted the director, and I said, well, I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate, meeting you guys and everything, but, I don't know if it's the HR team or the legal team, but either one of them or both of them can, they can kick rocks and they can go do something with themselves, but I'm not giving up I'm not giving up my stuff. Like I'm sorry. Not only and let's be clear. Like I don't. This isn't like I'm not making any life changing money off of this, right? I mean, hell, I'm asking people to do like buy me a coffee, which is maybe like $5 or $5 increments and stuff. And although I greatly appreciate all the support and everything like that, that's not that goes right back into this. This doesn't what I do with InfoSec Unplugged and Alpha Cybersecurity and the blog and everything. All that money is goes right back into it to be able to produce better content, come up with buy software, cameras, lighting. Um, Hell, I just spent a lot of it, a lot of money just to buy a new computer because my other computer was just acting up. So it's not like I'm not one of these crazy, these Twitch partners or anything like that. Hell, I didn't even make partner. I'm a Twitch affiliate or a Twitch associate, but I haven't even agreed to do it for the simple fact that if I do that, my content has to be exclusive to Twitch. And I'm all about owning your own stuff and building your own stuff. So until there's a good reason to do it, I'm not gonna do it. Um, so yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much the long and short of what happened. Um, Still went on and did the show, but at the same time, I was dealing with that. I was dealing with some stuff at work, um, dealing with some stuff. Just I was just drained, and I just needed to take a step back. So that's why I earlier in the week I actually put up the thing about give me 1 second here. I actually put up the thing about how people felt about giving up their content. And although I had already come to the conclusion that I wasn't going to do it, I just wanted to see maybe I was off base. Maybe I'm taking it too seriously or taking myself too seriously, and honestly a lot of people uh you know agreed that no, it's ridiculous to give it up. And like I said, I reached out to a lot of people. Um, shout out to Philip Wiley. I reached out to him and talked to him quite a few times. I talked to everybody who commented on Twitter. Like I said, JB, Cyber Insight, J Bizzle 703. Kalila, Ty Wilson. I reached out to a bunch of people, and everybody was just like, "No, you know what? This not only is it wrong, but what you're doing with with what I'm doing with the show and everything is important." And I agree. And I'm not just saying it just because it's my show. I'm saying it because I really feel like I'm making a difference. And not only is it my voice, it's my voice that's helping elevate and amplify voices of some other people, as well as bring an audience to a career field that a lot of people don't know about or even know who to talk to in the field. So, like I said, so I did that, and like I said, I've reached out to a couple other people. I'm figuring out what I want to do to help boost it, and I'm just gonna keep it pushing. I do have other things on the table, so I'm not like panicking, but I'm still kind of weighing my options and seeing what's going on. And whatever it is they're gonna have to accept me and all of my content, and we're gonna keep it pushing. And like I said, came right back and had a great episode with Cheryl Abram, or Epiphany, and person centered cyber. So I think that was a really strong episode to kind of end it before I went on break. And I should be back. I guess I'll announce it now. I probably will be back on the 15th. I need to reach out to some of the guests and see if they're eligible or available on the 15th. But I should be back, and we're working on stuff. I landed a couple other sponsorship deals and stuff like that. So there's going to be some changes to InfoSec Unplugged, but like I said, we're going to keep it pushing. And honestly, I feel like part of me is gonna be petty, and I'm gonna flood it with content. I'm gonna flood the market with content, and I'm gonna make them regret. You know, I'm gonna make them regret what they did and what they said. That's all. So, all right. So let me just catch up on some of the stuff. Let's see here. Calvin Boyle, if Apple makes you sign that same document, even if I developed a protective case while working there, they owned it. Yep. Also, BTC Pay Server has opened the door for contributors, open source, and in talks with being picked up by Tesla. So they say. Oh, nah, I appreciate. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna look. I'm definitely gonna look. I mean, and again, everything that I'm doing right now, I'm trying to figure out doing different things. I'm looking at doing guest blog posts and guest videos. If anybody has anything that any type of show or podcast, and they want to come talk, they want to have me come and talk. I'm I'm always available. So they wanted to own you 100%. Yeah, I felt like I felt like some of these rappers with these 360 deals, right? So in in the music business, they have these deals that's called the 360 deal, where they basically own everything. So everybody knows you don't really make music money off of the music or off of the albums, unless you own your masters or you own your publishing. You make your money off of going on tour and merchandise and all of that. And I felt like that's what this was. I felt like this was like a 360 deal. Well, that's what the music industry is doing now. They're taking the majority of people's merchandise sales, tour sales, everything, and just owning all of it. And I feel like a lot of these companies, that's what they're trying to do now, especially with everybody putting out content because everybody's working remote. Let's see. I heard Keep It Techie says I had a similar experience with another company. Anonymous says that's because you believe in freedom. I do. I really believe in. I really believe in building your own and owning it, right? I mean, nobody wants to. Nobody wants to feel like they work, for free. Like that, to me, that doesn't make any sense. Like if you're gonna work and you're gonna bust your behind, and that's the other thing I gotta talk about. If you're gonna work and bust your behind to build something, then why give it up? Why give someone the opportunity to try to feel like they can own that? Like, you didn't create it. You wasn't with me. You wasn't shooting with me in the gym. I don't understand how someone can say that and say it with a straight face, and then say it like and then when you tell them no, they get offended. Like, it was just crazy. JKS Tech Lab says, I've heard of that in other industries. Weird to hear about it in tech cyber. It seems though it would be a boost for them. Probably part of why they wanted you. That is exact. So when I spoke with the director, his words were, I checked out some of your content and I feel like what you're doing is special. And not only that, he was like, the fact that you're doing this, it just shows the type of person, and that's the type of person we want. And then when I spoke with the other director, they were like, this would be perfect because, they're not like a major company. So having someone who created the content and stuff like that and worked out something where I could promote them every once in a while, it would probably be beneficial. But HR and legal had different opinions, so I don't know. Corporations get lawyered up. Content is yours. No, like I said, I already I have it. I have my intellectual property. I own my intellectual property. I will always own my intellectual property. So, like, I'm not giving it up. So, Kalila says, "Hey fam, you're definitely making a difference. I appreciate it. I appreciate you." Anonymous says, "You're causing untold amounts of chaos and mayhem. You, my good sir, are upsetting the established order, and we must never relinquish. Would you partner with a streaming service to build a following, then bounce?" Oh yeah, I guess they asked me, keep it techie, Professor Black Ops. Um, would I build up a service, or would I partner up with a streaming service to build a following then leave? No, not not without my following. You know, let's be real, right? I'm gonna give you guys the insights. Like I don't, you guys see it. I don't have hundreds of viewers every week. Hell, I think I have what, maybe I'm lucky if I have 20 right now. But I don't have a lot of people viewing my content like that. Not like some other content creators. And I'm not. It's not a knock on them. Like they're doing great work, and I aspire to be that. But I feel like when I feel like a content creator who has a following, small or large, has an obligation to the people that that support them. So if I was gonna step away, I would probably do it almost like the tweet I put up on April Fools, where I said, I'm gonna step away, but I'm not gonna build it up for the next company or the next platform, and then be like, you know, hold that. Golgothus says, or Golgothus says, keep networking with people, growing with others, and I'm sure it'll all happen pretty organically. No, I appreciate it. Like I said, that tweet was ruthless. No, it wasn't. Like I said, it wasn't, and that was actually me. I was a little bit more reserved, but no, it was. I don't. This networking thing is new to me. Um, when I first got into tech, they tell you to find a mentor, or find. And I tried to reach out to so many people, and people didn't respond, and I took it like it was an issue with me, or maybe they didn't want to help me, or maybe they didn't like me, so I didn't really reach out to anybody. I just really started networking, honestly, in maybe the last year and a half, 2 years. Like my following on Twitter, I've had Twitter since like maybe 2011, 2012, maybe even before that, but I didn't really start going on Twitter until a couple of years ago, and I was like, all right, cool, let me give it another try. And I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I put myself out there. I mean, like all of this kind of happened. It happened slowly, but last summer when I started putting myself out there and talking about it and giving talks and doing streams and being on panels, it kind of it just kind of just started being easy sailing. So very happy to have heard you were able to find a way to continue making your content. No, I did, and like I said, I would never, I could never, like I tell my kids all the time, no matter what you do, you never compromise your integrity. And I'm not gonna lie, like if they offered me some life altering number, I'm talking about generational wealth, then yeah, because I have a responsibility to to my wife and my children. But even then, it still wouldn't be to the level of I'm not giving up all my stuff. I would probably, maybe I would do something like, okay, maybe I can't talk about certain topics. That's fair. It's all about compromise. Or maybe I can't go off on rants, and I can't cuss out people or stuff like that. I probably shouldn't be doing that in the first place. But to give up everything, nah, you can go fuck yourself. See, I'm cussing again. So anyway, I want to have full control of my content. Seems to be a trend. Give up learning with others if you work with us. Yeah, nah, definitely, Morgan. It was weird because, again, this is why I won't. This is why I won't out the company, or I won't bash them, because I feel like there's a disconnect between the tech side of the building and the business side, because the tech side of the building loved it, like loved, like they watched a few of my episodes prior to interviewing me, and then they gave it to the next director, and he watched 3 episodes, and like I said, I mean we it's not like I'm not talking about anything controversial, but like they watched my stuff and everything was fine, so they loved it, and it just the business side to me, I think it was more of a fact that they wanted me to give up my stuff so that I could help their marketing team, and I would have gladly write a blog piece or something with them, but they wanted, but not that price was too high for me. So anyway, these companies want to do folks like P Diddy and Making the Band. They want your life some cheesecake and some Cambodian breast. Yo, that Kiki, that's what I just said. I was like, yo, they're doing like the 360 deals. The ancestors won't let you play yourself. Great point by Morgan. Makes me think that they want you to become dependent on them rather than you prospering on your own independently. I did get the idea, and I've been feeling that way from my last job. Once I started being bigger than what they expected, you noticed certain things. You notice certain changes, right? And then the fact that because I had the clause in my letter that said I own all my IP, they really got mad. Like I literally saw companies where people couldn't go and participate in a CTF at a conference without saying that they worked for X company. So when we're in meetings and they're like, oh, well, you make sure you say that you work for us. And then the conversation comes and goes, well, how come Davin doesn't? Or how come he doesn't have to? You would literally hear like the frustration in their voice. Well, he has something in his, so at the time they just thought it was just a little blog and a little YouTube and all of that. And then when I'm doing stuff when I'm doing stuff with like Sands, or I'm doing stuff at Hack at the Harbor, or I have people like Marcus J. Carey or whoever chopping it up, just shooting the shit, then all of a sudden it's like, oh well, wait, hold on, come back and let's talk. So like I said, whatever, at the end of the day, never compromise your integrity. I'm going to go into my next interview and be like, hey, are we playing The Price is Right? And if they say no, I'll get yo, Anonymous. Like, honestly, after that whole situation with that other company, I literally walked into any other, like, I at this point, I don't even call them interviews, because like it was like conversations. Like, yeah, there's some interviews where they ask some technical questions, or they want you to do like a hands-on exercise or capture the flag type thing. But I treat all my interviews like I walk in like I have a conversation with them. So I literally walked into every conversation, every screening call, everything. Was like, listen, I have content, I have a YouTube channel, I have this, I have Twitter. This is mine. Do you have a problem with that? No? Cool. This is what it is, and let's not waste each other's time. So it definitely changed how I approached everything. And like I said, things happen for a reason. Like shout out to my wife, because I know the dollar amount did cause some people in my circle to kind of scratch their head like, but I think her being in the thick of it with me and seeing when I'm not feeling good, when I'm not doing, when I'm not at my best, or I'm not there all physically or mentally, but I'm still doing the show. And she's like, this is your happy place. Like this makes you happy. So whatever it is you do, I'm gonna ride with you. That kind of gave me the confidence, because again, as a husband and as a father, you kind of look at it like, am I making the right decision for me, or am I being selfish? Am I not thinking about them? So to have her kind of just be like, Nah, whatever it is, we ride until the wheels fall off. It kind of just gave me that extra boost to be like, yeah, you know what? Not only one middle finger, now you get two. So, shout out to my queen because, like I said, she definitely put things in perspective for me. So, anyway, what I did do during this time though, it gave me some time to think, and it also gave me some time to catch up on some stuff. Kalila says, I'm proud of you though for standing up for yourself and to help the community. You appreciate it. Nah, I appreciate. Like I said, I appreciate y'all. Um, like seriously, like I do this, and like I said, I'm not. It's not like I'm making no bank off of it. Like I do it for the love. I do it like I enjoy the banter back and forth with people. Like I love, chopping it up and having like, Kalila or JB or Ty, pop up. Mary Galloway just popping up. I love the connections that I've made with people. I love the fact that I can do this and hopefully, give somebody a train of thought that they may not have been thinking about previously. So I enjoy it, and like I said, I feel like this is where my career is going to end up. It's not there right now. I'm trying to work on trying to find a way to get it there, but whether I have to do it on my own or I get to do it, partnering up with a company that will pay me to do it, only time will tell. So anyway, like I said, so one of the things I kept saying I wanted to do um, is work on some cloud stuff. And with the extra time that I've been given with, being unemployed and taking a break from the content, I got to work on a couple things. And if anybody tries to mess with you, let them know Anonymous will be very grumpy and they will not get away with it. Now I appreciate it. Like I said, I appreciate all you guys. Seriously. Um, just gotta do what you gotta do. So anyway, like I said, so I've been working on doing some trying to figure out the cloud stuff because I really want to get into heavy with the AWS pen testing. And we all know that cloud is basically the way is going to be is the next wave, and a lot of people aren't configuring their clouds properly, um, their cloud setups. So whether I figured I'd start with AWS and then I probably do Azure and then I move to Google. Reason being is that Azure and AWS right now are two of the most popular ones, and Google is coming up in a very close third place. Then you have like your Alibaba Cloud and Oracle and stuff like that. But I figured let me start with that, and I'll probably do a certification or two before my birthday, which is in a couple of weeks. So I need to really get the ball rolling with that. But I came up with, I don't know if, and let me know if you guys can see this. So I came up with a little guide that I'm working on, and I'll probably be putting out hopefully in the very near future. So anyway, where are we at? So let me move this. Nope. Let me get that out of here. All right. So as you can see, I wasn't properly prepared for it, but whatever. So anyway, yeah. So I grabbed a couple courses on Udemy because Udemy is my go-to for everything before I really invest. Before I decide to take a really big investment, I can grab a couple courses for 11, $12 on Udemy and keep it moving. But I took this one course, right? And the one course, it was like not even an hour long, and it was like literally like the basics. Like I was taking notes throughout the whole process and doing my little designs. 'Cause like I said, I'm gonna create a guide off of it. So you guys are actually getting a little sneak peek at this guide that I was working on. But like this was like this was literally the gist of the basic um, cloud stuff that I saw, right? And it was like, oh, obviously the cloud is another computer stored somewhere else in the data center, and they got into the stuff with like AWS, regions and availability zones. But when they got into like breaking down what it was, they were like, oh, AWS is literally just, you have your VPC, which is your, think of it like your social media page or something like that. And and you have, the user connects from the internet, so connects from here, and then you connect to the VPC, and then you have your EC2 instance, and then you have your AWS Simple Storage Service or your S3 bucket, and then you have your RDS, your relational database. And they use the example of Netflix, like when you log into Netflix, you log into the EC2 instance, and then you're using these resources to pull down videos to watch your videos and stuff. So it was literally like, oh, that's it. This is what it is. You put the pieces together. Congratulations, you're ready to go. And even though I didn't take a cloud course, I do deal with some cloud stuff. And honestly, you can see the difference. So you have this stuff here, which is just kind of the basics, the bare bone minimum. So your EC2, your S3, and then your RDS. But if you really if you really try to do like a cloud setup, it really is more like this, right? It's more. Let me just move this. It's more like this. You have your availability zones. So you connect from the internet, and then you connect to Route 53, which is basically your DNS service. And then you go into your internet gateway, which is in the VPC. Then you have your availability zones. And Anonymous, I'm glad you're here because you can correct me if I'm wrong. I know, with you being the advocate for the one true cloud and all. But yeah, so you have your Route 53, your internet gateway, which then goes to your Elastic Load Balancer, which kind of distributes the load evenly for the resources, goes into your routing table, and then the routing table filters through the network access control list, which is basically like your firewall. And then you have your security groups, which is almost like another firewall setting. And then you have your subnets. And this is where you have your EC2 instances, and then your private subnets where you would put your RDS databases securely because you don't want to actually have it connected to being able to get out to the internet. And then you have your services like your IAM, your S3, and stuff. So this is actually, if you follow me on Instagram, I actually been working on this, and I kind of did this diagram. Actually, I did this diagram between late last night and earlier today. But I've been working on the diagrams. So I guess if you guys have any questions, we can run through it real quick. But how I have it set up, like I said, the guide that I'm going to be putting out kind of goes into the AWS basics. You talk about the differences between I don't know what's going on. Somebody must be here. The different services. So your software as a service, your platform as a service, your infrastructure as a service. And then you kind of get into the advantages of using the cloud. So, using the stuff like a pay-as-you-go model, the fact that they're highly available and fault tolerant. What the hell is going on? Hold on. All right. So anyway, So yeah, so you have your different services, and then I kind of explained the scalability versus elasticity. Again, I'm not gonna put it out there too much because again, this is a guy that I'm working on. I'm still editing, and you know, I want to make sure that it's good when it's ready. So next, I kind of go into like the whole availability things. I still haven't really touched on this yet, but I then go back to that same page of the basic. So I'll show that again. The basic setup of a VPC with the EC2 instances and the S3 buckets and the RDS. Hold on. Somebody is outside. All right. Make sure that it wasn't whoever it was. All right, cool. They're right by the alarm stuff. Okay. So will all of these guides be publicized in the near future, or are these more private notes for your studies or whatnot? So it's both right now. So they are my private notes because I'm working on it, but I'm using it to help me study for the CCP exam, and then the AWS security, or the solutions architect, and then the security specialization. But once I clean them up and do some technical edits and stuff like that, I probably will put it out. So I'm hoping to do that by the end of the month, or sometime in the next quarter. So anyway, so yes, like I said, so you see the difference between that and this. So what I did was I started to kind of explain, you know, how to create an AWS account, which I really don't think we really need to get into. But what I do is I kind of explain all of these services that you see down here. So I start with the IAM service, um, or I start, explaining, the AWS Management Console, which is the central location to manage all your AWS resources. The console is where you would see all of this. Um, and then you have your IAM service, which is what, oh geez, what just happened there? Which is what manages the AWS users and accesses to access their accounts and services. Um, then I kind of go into, setting up the IAM account, setting up multi-factor authentication. So I try to give, with the guide and with the notes, I try to also give little tips on certain things you could do securely. So, making sure that you're setting up MFA, or making sure that you're not, you know setting giving your databases access to the public internet, or making sure that you don't set your S3 buckets to read, like read all, or allowing everybody to read everything. I kind of go into, best practices, so kind of creating groups and assigning permissions to the groups, so this way you can move users as they need certain responsibilities. You're not just granting them all types of access; you're just giving them access to the groups, and then when they're no longer needed to be in the groups, they can get pulled out of the groups, and then those rights would be revoked. Um, like I said, I explain, again, Route 53, which is the domain service, that kind of, does everything. You can use it to do health checks on it. You can use it for regular DNS services. You know, just make sure everything is working with your web application from the DNS standpoint. So the name to IP routing. Then I go into the internet gateway, where I kind of explain like this is more like a modem. Um, so it's the combination of, hardware and software that provide, the routes to the internet. And then, oh, that's another picture. Okay. Then, like I said, I break it down here. I go into the elastic load balancer, which I explained earlier. It takes traffic from the internet gateway, balances the load between multiple instances based on the security group rules, which are down. So the security groups down here that were set. Elastic load balancers control communication to the EC2 instance and distributes traffic evenly. Then you have your routing tables, which basically none of this works without this being configured properly. So you have your internet gateway, but if the internet gateway, if the routing table isn't configured properly, the internet gateway won't be able to get out to the internet or bring information in from the internet. The routing tables determine where the network traffic is directed. Routing tables have to be set to direct traffic from the internet gateway. I keep scrolling. Where are we here? Okay, then you have your network access control list. These are basically this is an additional layer of security. Like I said, I have this like it's a firewall. So the access control list, they control traffic to and from the subnets. So basically, after you get through all of this, then you get through the firewall. If it's allowed through this list with your accept or deny rules set, then it would move down here to the subnets or the security groups. So then you have your subnets, which if anybody it's the same thing like regular networking. So you have your subnets, your subsections of the network, includes all the network devices, and then that's where you get into your EC2 instances, and these are basically your computers. So think of EC2 like your desktop computers. They provide the computing capacity, but they have a lot of other components in there. So like I said, back when you saw the original thing I put up, it just said the EC2 is a computer, but the EC2 actually has other components like the Amazon machine images. So those are like that's the operating systems. Then you have the instance type, which is the processor, but that's also based on the package you select as well as the hardware of the host computer. Then you have your elastic block storage, so that's basically like your hard drive. Then you have your IP addressing, which is your networking, and then like I said, you have the security groups here, which is similar to the network access control list, but you can't set deny rules in a security group. So this also controls traffic that goes to different instances. And if you look, you see these arrows here, you'll see that, okay, so this can all communicate with one another. But then if you notice here in the private subnets with the RDS databases, that's not connected here. And then you see that there's two availability zones, and they're basically mirrored images of each other because this would provide redundancy. So if something goes down, you have the other availability zone that's available. Let's see, where are we now? Then we get into the S3 or the simple storage service. So again, you could just think of that as storage cloud. Think of it as cloud storage. Think of it as Dropbox. But then you basically have your S3 buckets, which is like the root level folders, and then you have your sub level folders, which are your folders, and then your items or data that you put in there. Those are known as objects. And then you have the RDS, which is your database, which can be the relational or non-relational. So relational is more of like your SQL server, your SQL databases that you would put stuff in there. Geez, I'm drawing a blank. Let me look at my notes. I have notes right here. So okay, yeah. So so the RDS databases, this is more like SQL, and then your non-relational, this is more like your DynamoDB or your NoSQL, and it just depends on the data that you need that you need cataloged in there. Then you have your SNS, your simple notification service. So that's down here. That automates the sending of messages. Depending on what you need it for. So it based on however you set it. Then you also have CloudWatch, which is basically the monitoring service that monitors the resources and applications, and it collects all the metrics. And then you have your Lambda functions, aka your serverless functions, your serverless processes that can pretty much, run code without actually having to provision a server, and will probably replace EC2 instances in the future. So let me make sure. Go back to this real quick. Of course. Well, the guides. Okay, salute. Okay, I hope to start studying for the AWS Association one too. SQL injections. Maddox, what's up? Um, so SQL injections. Do SQL injections happen? Yeah. If this is another reason why you don't want your databases out there, because it could be vulnerable to SQL injection. Um, I'm a full disclosure. I haven't done a cloud pen test in a while, but I assume that you know cloud services they host web applications, and web applications talk to SQL databases, so it's still there. To me it's almost like APIs, right? So APIs, SQL injections aren't number one on the list for APIs, but if they talk to a database, it's still possible to do a SQL injection. Chad says, "Are you doing the SAA?" I am. I'm trying to get that done. Hopefully in the next couple weeks. That was one of my goals I set for myself for my birthday. So, but like I said, since I had some free time on my hands while I was taking a break and not working, I figured let me create a guide. So I mean, I wrote everything here, but then I'm starting to just type it all up, and then I'm doing the diagrams here. So you'll see a guide. Who knows? You might see a course. I might do it similar to this, just because I'm trying to get my comfort level up with teaching courses. So I might do AWS stuff here, but we'll see. Uh, AWS has a web application firewall. It's pretty cheap. Goes with the elastic load balancer. See? Okay. I'm gonna have to look that up. But yeah, like I said, this is just kind of what I was working on. Like, and what sparked it was the fact that when I took that AWS Basics course, and I saw I saw that this little design right here, and it was like, nah, there's got to be more to it. There's got to be more. And like I said, I sitting in some of the meetings, you know, at my job when they were talking about cloud stuff, I'm like, it's not that simple. It's literally not that simple. So it was like really the basics of the basics. So I guess you can call this advanced basics. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I might call it the AWS Advanced Basics Guide. Who knows? But like I said, it's definitely been fun doing. So yep, like I said, so that's pretty much what I've been working on. Um, as you can see, like at one point I'm probably going through the steps on how to create an AWS account. I might do screenshots and stuff along with it, and then like I said, I'm just kind of explaining certain things here and there. You see, I showed this here when you first set up your AWS account and you're going into IAM, and they want you to delete your root keys and activate MFA and create other users so you're not using the root user. Um, so I kind of went through that whole list, and then this is where I kind of explain, the breakdown of the VPCs and networking. So this is another diagram that I did at the time, and then I explained, like I said, the different components. So your Route 53, your Internet Gateway, your Elastic Load Balancer, route tables, network access control lists, subnets. Here I kind of explain VPC specific availability zones. Elastic. Then I kind of go into the whole EC2 and then breaking down, the AMIs, instant types, elastic block storage, IP addressing security groups. RAM is pretty much self-explanatory. Then I go into the simple storage service, RDS, SNS, and then CloudWatch, Lambda, CloudFront, CloudTrail, and API Gateway. And then I just put the design there again. So like I said, I don't know how detailed it's going to be or how in depth it's going to be just yet, but that's kind of been what I'm working on. Like I said, I'll probably do a little more with it and maybe do some more streams where I at to work that comfort level up. Um, but like I said, that's pretty much what's been going on with me. How long have we been doing this now? Where are we at? All right. So anyway, while I've been gone, what have you guys been up to? Let's see what's on Twitter. AWS streams would be real nice. Hope to see that up and coming. Like I said, I hope so. I plan on doing more. Like I said, I got all types of content coming up. Like still gonna do the I'm still gonna do the try hack me stuff. I'm still gonna do like I said, I'll probably do the AWS. Let's see, an hour studying and reconfiguring my lab, working. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be doing that. Working on more stuff and getting work, school, and the big move. Oh yeah, that's right. You do have a big move coming up. So yeah, like I said, yeah, I'm gonna be just trying to figure it all out. Trying to figure it all out. Like I said, I got some things. I got some things cooking. I just need to put it all together, and I think that's the big problem. Um, is trying to put all the pieces together to make it make sense because there's you know, so much stuff scattered. So with the time I'm taking off, like I said, I have my whiteboards over here that I keep writing and rewriting stuff, but I have a couple other guides I'm working on, other stuff I want to do, and I don't know how I'm gonna put out the course yet, but I'll probably put out the course. I'll put out the guide, and hopefully get it out to the people. So if you guys haven't done so yet, please, like I said, please subscribe, please follow wherever you're at. Um, if you want to support further, you can buy me a coffee. Um, there will be more stuff coming from Buy Me a Coffee that I'll probably start doing, like um, little memberships or certain things that you get from it. We'll see. AWS and DISA sticks for me with the share responsibility of information. Oof. Man, I don't. Like I said, I mean, I guess once you do it for a while, I guess it's not necessarily a lot. I'm gonna buy you a shot. Oh man, like I definitely could use one. I definitely could use one. Like I said, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I took this little break has been I think it's been good. I binged watched all of like the monster movies. So with Godzilla versus King Kong coming out last week, we sat down and watched like all of the movies that led up to it. So we watched the first Godzilla, then we watched Kong Skull Island, and then we watched the second Godzilla, or King of the Monsters, and then we watched the Godzilla versus King Kong movie, which I enjoyed. Um, and then we watched the Snyder Cut, the Justice League. We did all of that in a day, so we were up till like 3 in the morning. So I did that, and then what else did I watch? I watched the documentary series that Q Into the Storm. It was really good. It was really good. It was definitely disturbing to see how a few people created, you know, created a thread or whatever it is you want to call it. It was basically the equivalent of a subreddit, and turned it into this whole thing. And then with the big reveal at the end, it was just like, oh, that was crazy. Um, you know, enjoyed Easter with the family. Uh, Cooked on the grill a little bit. Just like I said, I just been taking some time. Like I said, I got to catch up on some reading, and then I got to reach out to the guests for what I want to do for. I guess you could call it season 2 of InfoSec Unplugged. Um, Trying to figure out what I can do to get more eyes on it. I had a conversation with somebody shortly after that whole thing went down, and we were talking about the viewership, and I kind of gave the numbers, and it was just like, how are you only getting that many numbers? What are you doing? Why aren't you doing this and why aren't you doing that? And I'm like, oh, again, it's not like I have the resources to do it, but I'm working on a couple things. Like I said, hopefully we'll get you know some other guests. I got some people lined up, or I got some emails sent out, um, or that need to get sent out on my part now that I'm kind of back from my mini hibernation. I will be sending out emails within the next couple of days to everybody who I wanted to have on for this month. So Professor Black Ops, you're already on the list. You got to send me. I think you did already, but you got to send me your email address. You're already on the list. I got you. I trust me. I'm a man of my word. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you down. I'm gonna get you on. But yeah. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe here. Follow me on Twitch, and but hit up the socials and tell me, um, you know, tell me who you guys want to see on the show. Like I have the people I reach out to and the people who I want on the show. But again, the show is for y'all. Hey, what's going on, Dewan Lightfoot? I'm good. I'm good. I was just kind of giving the whole story. No, like I said, I'm just talking. I gave the whole story about what was going on with me and stuff, and what led to that April Fool's joke. I'm not gonna lie though. I should let y'all see some of the DMs I got from some people when they saw it, but I'm not gonna do that. I pissed off a lot of people when they first saw it. Like everybody was like, I got one like 2 days later. I guess they didn't realize that it was dated back on April 1st, but it was like on the weekend, and it was like, yeah. But yeah, like I said, so yeah, I got some stuff lined up. But tell me who you guys want to see on InfoSec Unplugged. Tell me who I should reach out to or try to reach out to. Um, the Tech Sex Chicks edition. It's really some awesome ladies in the group. Listen, y'all had an edition when I interviewed you. You had y'all took over the chat. What you talking about? Y'all took over the chat. You, your girls, y'all shoot. But yeah, like no, seriously, no, we can definitely set that up. Like I got some people lined up. I got some people lined up, and again, this is the great thing that this is, I guess, is the blessing that comes with the professional networking and kind of putting yourself out there, is that you start to meet other people who have connections to other people. So I'm definitely gonna try to get some other big names and some names that maybe you guys haven't heard of on the show coming up. Um, like I said, I'm trying. If you guys have anything, any product or anything that you put out, and you want to do, you want to get some promotion or stuff on it, hit me up. I'm doing that too. Like I said, I'm doing official sponsorship deals now. So I have, I actually have sponsors, um, and I'm doing discounts right now for sponsorship specials. So just trying to bring more attention not only to my stuff but to what other people in the community are doing. So um, yeah, just let me know what's going on with that, and you guys know how to reach me. So Chad B Noob, appreciate it. I'm gonna check that person out. Learn.cantrill.io. Want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, and viewers. Oh man, how we? I'm trying to get this thing off of my damn Twitch chat. I guess that's the other thing I should probably learn too, huh? I should probably learn how to do all this other stuff too, since I got some time. But in the meantime, I guess you just gonna get banned. Block. All right. So anyway, oh man, wait, hold on. Juwan, man, congratulations with everything you got going on with I saw you doing the stuff with the Cisco Live. Was it last week or the week before? I sent you an email. I'm not teaching this quarter. All right, bet. So I'm like I said. All right, so we gonna all right, Professor Blackhouse. I'm gonna send you something tomorrow. Josh, Dewan, everybody, make sure you check your inboxes because, like I said, InfoSec Unplugged is coming back. I think I'm gonna shoot for April 15th, but yeah, I'm gonna start sending out the emails to everybody this week, for guest spots. So, all right, I'm going to break off though. Y'all have a good night. Like I said, I wanted to just kind of let the people know what's been going on with me. I'll probably come back on tomorrow and get back to the try hack me stuff. Oh wait, JB's doing it tomorrow, right? Let me double check with him, make sure I'm not stepping on nobody's toes. I might do it earlier then, since I got I got some free time. So anyway, like I said, y'all be safe out there. Again, I appreciate all the love and support, all the kind words, the well wishes, the emails, the checking in on me. Again, these are things that you don't have to do, but apparently, like I said, it's definitely appreciated. So that was tough. So yeah, like I said, Calvin, not definitely. Like I said, I will definitely finish up this AWS stuff, clean it up, probably put it out. I could probably put it out almost the way it is, but I want to figure out if I really want to go in depth with it and make it into something else and whatever. But I think what I got right now could be good. So anyway, like I said, y'all have a good night. Like I said, it wasn't nothing too crazy, and I will see y'all tomorrow.